from a house infested with cockroaches.
This past month, they must have multiplied.
To a home covered in poop-filled bottles.
Actually, by the time you put it in there, it's actually a dirty water jug is what that is.
These are some of the most disgusting hoards ever cleaned by the crew, starting with Jan from Season 6, Episode 10. Self-proclaimed artist by trade, Jan wasted her days away.
I pretty much spent the day making jewelry and playing on the internet.
While the state of her house continued to fall into disrepair.
My kitchen is the worst room. It's just a mountain of cack. You have to step up to get in because the cack is so high.
The state of her home got so bad that city authorities were called, and she was given 2 weeks to clean up before they would forcefully evict her. During this time, she agreed to seek help, and the family was shown her condition within the home.
I never dreamed it was this bad.
With the basic cleanup underway, her daughter spoke up on the years of anger.
I mean, you always made me feel like it was my fault because she was my cat first. You know, if we hadn't gotten the cat in the first place, this never would have happened.
Until the break-even moment where Jan said the following.
I'm sorry, darling. This has been really, really, really a lot to ask.
And everyone united to get this project moving. With a fire now in her eyes, Jan helped out as much as she could, making professional organizing expert Dorothy Brenninger say,
Jan was on her feet the whole time. She went the distance. She got rid of 5 tons worth of stuff. Not a single thing is left in this house. Completely biohazardly cleaned.
With the house fully scraped of garbage and other things, several trucks got moving while the biohazard crew sprayed everything they could reach. Once they set foot inside, the result shocked her and her daughter.
How beautiful!
But not as much as the next hoard on our list will shock you. Moving from Texas to California, we meet Glenn from Season 3, Episode 20. Well, Jan was an artist. His hoard consisted of rodents, and not just a few hundred.
Some people get really attached to animals like dogs, cats, but not too many people would think of pet rats.
But over 2,000 of them living in his home. They were able to escape and chew their way into the wall, becoming a gross problem, to the point that his house became uninhabitable.
They're in furniture, in drawers, up in the ceiling, in the walls, in the mattresses.
Now sleeping out of his office, we hear the sad source of his hoard problem.
The rats kind of took the place of his wife, you know. Kind of buried his depression.
And see how he finally accepted help to get his life back.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We've got a lot of work to do today, Glenn.
One team worked on capturing the rats while the other flushed them out.
The goal was to get all these rats out in the first couple hours. And we hadn't even gotten the rats that we could see yet, more or less get into the walls.
Until they had to start ripping the house apart to catch them all.
There's a doorway right there. So you can see there's rats everywhere, man.
After Dr. Zasio advised Glenn to only keep one from the hoard, they began a search and got a clean bill of health from a professional veterinarian. But this ended very quickly as the rat had bite marks that prevented Glenn from keeping it, and Glenn's emotions soon came to the surface when the day was over.
You did great today, but all of a sudden, a drop of the hat, you just told me again about finding your wife. And that wasn't your fault. You can't blame yourself. Your wife had a heart condition. You can't blame yourself for that.
The final day of the cleanup came, and they started using food to lure out the last of those rodents hiding within the walls.
Goal was to feed them, see how many would come out. That's not working. We're gonna have to start pulling some walls down.
And while they began tearing the place apart, Glenn seemed to be working through his fear, becoming happier as time went on.
Poor grown-ups on one little ratty.
Shoot, he's coming your way. Oh, I almost had him.
Escape artist.
Oh, he's coming your way, Jeanette.
But happy isn't how you would describe the next two people on this list. Fred and Mary from Season 5, Episode 6, the married couple with a teenager and one of the dirtiest homes I've ever seen.
I'm probably a hoarder. Anything I thought I needed, I kept. But you don't realize how much you do have.
The worst part about this house, it was not only rotten to the very foundations, but infested with roaches as well.
This past month, they must have multiplied. They claim if you see one, there's 100 hiding somewhere, so.
Their son Kevin had an issue with it.
Tons of times they told my parents that I didn't like the house the way it was. They just said we're working on it.
And eventually, authorities stepped in to see what was going on. Elaine Gershom, who works for the county and the state of Missouri, was sent in to investigate.
The house was extremely infested with insects. It was full of trash and garbage, and it was just unfit for human occupancy.
They charged me for child endangerment because my house was dirty. They overreacted a lot. I mean, I'm not here to harm anybody. I didn't harm my son.
And they're forced to live in a hotel until the house was cleaned out.
So we're in the hotel right now. And it's so expensive, it's taking half my paycheck for a week. We got to do something soon before we run out of money.
In an effort to avoid becoming homeless, they had sought the help of experts. It was so bad that even the cleaning specialist, Max Paxton, had to admit.
Good morning, everybody.
But the situation then got far worse as they made an unexpected find. An oxygen tank under piles of flammable garbage was leaking.
Yeah, I'll get it. Let me get it.
You guys don't have to worry about it.
It's not safe, yeah. Kevin is living on top of the bomb. I mean, he doesn't even understand the reality of this situation. And I can't even see it. I got it.
There you go.
We got to see how badly the house's structure itself suffered under the strain, with the garbage breaking the floor.
The guys literally just dropped right through the floor. As I can see the trash in the basement, it's right there. So we know once you move all the trash out.
After cleaning for hours, the end of the day came fast, and county officials then returned to see the state of the place and give their verdict.
The home needs to be cleaned and sanitized. It's still unfit for occupancy. The kitchen has to be usable. It has to be healthy. There's a lot of damage still in the kitchen. The subfloor is damaged. Yeah. The infestation is still pretty bad. That needs to be corrected before we can lift the vacate.
It would take a while before they could move in again, but time is not on the side of our next entry. Her name was Constance from Season 5, Episode 11. Being an egg farmer from a small country town, she was a bad hoarder and she knew it. Her excuse was keeping everything that she could ever use, but she didn't seem to see how badly it was piling up. One of her sisters, Alicia, said,
"The house is horribly dirty. There's clothes, food everywhere. Never seen powdered mold before until I went to her house and I was like, oh my goodness."
And not even her own daughter, Angela, would support this.
My family said if she was to die in the house, they would burn the house down. If my mother does not get help this time, I will call the authorities to have her removed.
She didn't even seem to have a refrigerator for the produce.
When she grabs the eggs and just leave them sitting everywhere.
With one final chance to save her property and clean out the hoard, specialists were called in to start work on the farm. Professional organizer Standalyn Robertson took one look.
Every surface is filled with perishables. There is so much rotten food in this house.
Before they had to bring in Dr. Melva Green, a certified psychiatrist, to analyze the situation.
Dr. Melva Green, a board-certified psychiatrist specializing in anxiety disorders and hoarding behaviors. I could just dive in and grab, and I could have at least $300 worth of brand new clothes with tags on it. But you're concerned about going hungry. Make that make sense for me.
After some fighting in the family, they sorted the clothes out. But a much bigger issue sparked when Dr. Green noticed Constance was looking at the junk truck, shaking her head sadly. This told the psychiatrist that she was barely in the game with everyone else.
The sight of Miss Connie looking at the junk truck, shaking her head,
feeling pretty disgusted.
But eventually, her family, tired of her unwilling behavior, started laying down the law.
It's over with as of today. We can be agreeable, or we have other alternatives that your daughter wants to do.
If you don't feel like you need to clean up and get rid of stuff, you are going to the nursing home. That's it.
And eventually, it boiled over.
I'm accepting the help.
Okay,
Otherwise, I would be acting a fool.
Okay, well then
I would be acting a fool if I'm not accepting the help.
Cindy, come help us.
When Constance agreed to get moving, a moment occurred between Constance and Angela.
Thank you, baby. I love you. I did need the help, and I appreciate the help. And I was not able, but I appreciate you being there for me.
Oh my God. Okay.
Leading to the family patching up old bonds. But another place in need of a major makeover is the next hoarder home on our list. Hannah from Season 3, Episode 11, living out on a rough farm in Vienna, Illinois. Being a farmer by trade, she had a very stern mindset.
I don't throw away anything that I can use later. I don't call it a hoarder. I call it keeping what you need to buy, gosh, and when you don't have money to go buy it later.
Which led to her home becoming so overrun with trash that she needed to move out onto a single wide trailer on the property. According to one of her daughters, Linda.
I'm Linda, and I'm Hannah's daughter. Mom's been living in the single wide for about 2 years now with chickens.
And it wasn't a clean place either.
She's got chicken manure all over it, garbage all over it. It is bad. Mom does not have heat in the single wide. She doesn't have anything to cook on but a hot plate. Mom can't even get to her kitchen sink.
With little time left on the clock, even her family had taken issue with the arrangement, and Hannah not seeing the severity of her problem.
Who in the hell ever heard of hoarding an animal? You can't hoard an animal. An animal will go where they damn well please.
This forced her to accept help in getting her home fit for the winter. But from the start, it was a very uphill battle, as Hannah refused to let Dr. Zasio into the trailer she had been living out of.
My name is Dr. Robin Zazio.
Right now, I ain't happy to see nobody.
It is only once Linda came to open the doors for her that the psychologist got a good look inside. When she walked into the trailer for the first time, she was almost speechless at the conditions. Once the team was on the scene later, Hannah became very angry very quickly.
Be careful because you'll fall through the floor there.
Okay. Which became even worse when they had to confront her again.
There are animals on this property that are suffering, and we can't allow them to continue to suffer like that.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, when you start out messing with it, I'll sue every damn one of you.
Things spiraled out of control as her eldest daughter, Becky, burst onto the scene and a fight broke out between her and her brother. In the end, they managed to clean out the house enough for Hannah to move into, but it was very clear that soon enough, it would once again become a mess. But messy doesn't even begin to describe the next hoard on this list. Lisa from Season 3, Episode 20 appeared on the same episode as Glenn. Her home was a certified disaster to the point that she had to do something disturbing.
But I don't have a working refrigerator. When I buy food, I have to hang the bags from the chandeliers in order to keep the rats from getting to the food.
Lisa's daughter Anna had warned her that the home might be unstable or that she might get the house condemned by the fire or health departments. But this hoard actually has a bit of a tragic story behind it, and the fact that her abusive ex-husband made her a hoarder.
The neighbors are not happy with the house, and they have been calling the zoning board about the front yard. And it's a matter of time before one of them looks in the window. She was in so much anxiety and fear over him that what he said became reality. She became a hoarder because he told her she was one, like a hypnotized person.
I had gone through so much, I had cried so much, and I'd gone into a frozen state.
She's lost contact with reality.
When the team eventually arrived, Matt Paxton started his day off in the kitchen.
The rats have been eating here and hanging out because they're eating and they're
And so they're everywhere, man.
I'm totally thankful for the mask, actually.
And while looking around, he found more than a few health problems.
The kitchen was disgusting. I have found smells that I've never smelled before in my entire life. There's a lot of food in this kitchen, and the rats are not staying. They're
We have a rat.
It's our first flattened rat.
While the home was in such bad shape, psychotherapist Mark Pfeffer went through some of the bags brought out by the crew during cleaning, and while Lisa did try to defend her views, he was quite blunt.
Well, you said you see potential in everything except for yourself.
Later in the kitchen, more disturbing discoveries were being made by the hour.
And this is just fossilized. It's not even like eaten, it's just fossilized.
But the sickest one was yet to come.
Lisa.
Yes?
Just out of curiosity, do you know what this is?
Have to see it closer up.
I'm gonna bring it up to you. We're just curious. Is this a keeper?
Yeah.
Are you gonna eat it?
I might. I have to see.
No, don't eat that. Please don't eat that.
It's delicious.
I can't believe you just did that. Ugh.
I just wanted to show you that.
After a talk with her daughter, Dr. Pfeffer made his final verdict.
Lisa is finally accepting what needs to be done, but my sense is that she will continue to hoard items for the rest of her life.
As they carried away the remainder of the hoard. But if you thought this was bad, we have one that's much worse for you with the next person on this list. The infamous cat lady from Season 6, Episode 8, Terry. We start at her old home in Hanover, Illinois, where she introduced herself as a cashier who liked cats. The big problem with this was her hoarding mentality of the more the merrier, which led to horrific things. We learn a bit more about this from one of her best friends, Elaine, and her son, Dave.
Terry has nothing. She's not into shoes and jewelry. She hoards animals.
And, I knew this was happening, but I let it go. I thought she could control it.
But it had morphed into a far worse desire than anyone could have seen. Prepare your stomach, because this one's horrifying.
When my first cat got, I put him in here because I wanted to get him cremated. I probably have in frozen and refrigerated cats between maybe 75 to 100, if not more.
When a team of experts arrived, they brought with them veterinarian Patricia Norris to examine the corpses. And they begin to herd the cats into containment so they could be checked out. But this is where things took a very grim turn as they got to the fridge.
Nice. The bunny.
So this is just flat road. She's just scooping them up in the leaves.
Not just cats, chipmunks, squirrels.
It's a cardinal. Oh my God.
He's going around and collecting all the dead that she can find.
At this point, they had no choice but to call in Dr. Robin Zassia for help. But that's not where this ended, because the worst discovery was found at the bottom of the refrigerator.
It was right there in her face. She has got to face the reality.
My Percy.
That is liquid cat juice. Oh, decomposed animal.
But this pales in sheer ruin to the final entry on our list, who's easily Shana from Season 6, Episode 4. We got introduced to Shana and her filthy home by her admitting to one of the most vile things I've ever seen, saying,
"My mother used to put poop in a jug."
But that's not even the worst part of this.
She's eating 2 feet from all the poop.
And as time went by, we saw more of her history, including how her mother was a hoarder. Dr. Zassia later had to break the news of how badly her house was in need of deep cleaning.
We started with a biohazard crew.
No, I understand that.
99% of the time, the biohazard crew comes on the final day when we've cleaned up. Okay? This is the first time in hoarder history I've ever suited up.
And Matt Paxton gives his verdict on camera of just how rotten the home has gotten.
Extremely dangerous house. The feces, the mold, and bloody tampons just laying on the floor.
Within days, the crew was on their way with their full gear and protection, bringing several trucks with them for everything they might find. Dr. Zassia was brought with them from the first run, and for the first time, she saw Shana's contaminated kitchen. this is where the revulsion goes a level deeper.
Never been opened.
This is covered in mold.
It might be a little bit moldy because I don't have a freezer.
So you're gonna eat moldy bread?
No, I'm gonna pick the mold up.
Dr. Zasio is forced to give a final verdict on what would happen to Shana after seeing the place she lived in.
Norm, I've made a professional opinion that she's not capable of living alone. Not because she is a compulsive hoarder, it's because cognitively, she can't live alone.
But the absolute worst part was the fate of the house. When asked how bad it was, one of the professional crew said,
"Have to strip everything down to the studs.
Everything down.
Everything down. Nothing is salvageable."
How much do you think it would cost?
Money was about $150,000.
If we just bulldozed it and built a new home,
you could build this home for about $145,000. A brand new home would be less than trying to save this.
And all the efforts quickly shifted away from saving the house and toward getting her the help she needed, which makes a perfect end to this episode. Thanks to everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.